І, друзі, хочу представити вам Сак від Fido. Він розпочне, і я переведу. Go ahead, Mr. Sak.
Okay, thanks. First of all, welcome everybody. It's a pleasure to sort of meet you all virtually, I guess. And congratulations. I guess exciting times are ahead for you that you're coming to Canada or will be coming to Canada at some point in the very near future to study and hopefully settle here. So congrats on that. It's a big thing. I myself was an international student 21 years ago. I had to think about how long ago that was. I came from East Africa. I came as a student just like you guys, and I settled. I worked, got a job, did all that, and 21 years later, I'm here and still here. And so it's a great country. So congrats. It's a big achievement. So the reason why I'm here today is to basically talk about a very important service that we know all of you will be getting when they land into Canada, which is a Canadian SIM card. Everyone needs a Canadian SIM card when they land for a number of reasons. The first thing is that in order to open a bank account in Canada, as an example, you need a Canadian phone number. That's number one. Number two, if you want to get around Uber, Google Maps, all that good stuff, you may have Wi-Fi at home, but when you're walking in the streets, there's no Wi-Fi, so you'll need data, okay? To work as well, you need a social insurance number, and they also need your phone number as well. But aside from that, if you put on your resume your, as an example, Ukrainian phone number, no employer is going to call a Ukrainian number and say, hey, Olga, we'd like to come for an interview. They just won't do that. It doesn't happen. So there's a number of reasons why you need a Ukrainian phone number. And I'll get into a couple of other things, but one of the most important things about our plan, specifically the one I'm going to be talking about today, is what's called a postpaid plan. So whether you've been briefed about this or not before, but Canada, and Olga can attest to this, in Canada, the most important thing in Canada is credit. It's about your credit history and your credit score. So as an example, let's just say you arrive in Canada and in a month or two, you want to go find a new place to rent. As an example, the landlord will say, hi, Olga, you want to rent my place? Perfect. I need to do a check on you just to make sure that there's nothing bad, everything is clean, you have a good record, all that good stuff. And they'll also check the ability for you to pay your bills. So if the landlord pulls Olga's record and says, Olga, you had a phone plan which you could not pay on time, how can you pay my rent? Right? So that's very important that whether you're with my company or any other company, you must pay your bills on time. But that's what our plan does. Once you get our plan, it is the first service you will have in Canada that is in your name. That will start to help to build your credit history in Canada. So as you pay your bill on time, your credit history starts improving. So that in the future, you want to rent a place, get a car, get a loan, everything else, you get a credit card from the bank, they start seeing your credit score is good, and it opens up more opportunities for you, okay? So if there's anything you got from what I just said in the last 1 minute, it's that obviously it's a convenient thing. You needed to get one, your bank account, your social insurance, it's for your jobs, your resume, and it helps build your credit history in Canada. Because when you land in Canada, no one will automatically give you a credit card. You have to start building your credit history. You are brand new to the country. You've got to start like everybody else, like Olga, like myself. We all had to start somewhere, so we're starting that way, okay? Now, what are we offering? So the company is called Fido. Fido is one of the largest telecommunications companies in Canada. There are only a handful in Canada, and Fido is one of them. We have coverage across Canada. I personally am based in Toronto. Olga is in Saskatchewan, but there's coverage there. There's coverage in Winnipeg. There's coverage in Montreal. Wherever you go, we cover 97% of Canada. If you're going to Alaska, it's a little bit tougher for us there, but that's the 3% we're talking about. But everywhere else, it's covered. Why I'm here today and why I'm working with Olga is because specifically, obviously, you're using her as an educational agent and you're going through her. And so what we have come up with is an exclusive plan available to you because of your connection with Olga and her agency. So what we're giving you, and I'm going to show it to you, I'm going to share my screen in a minute or so, but I'm going to talk about it first, is a Canadian phone number before you arrive, and potentially a SIM card as well, depending on where you are and your phone. So that before you land in Canada, you will already have your number. And when you land in Canada, we will make the necessary arrangements. As an example, if we can't ship it to you internationally, is to have it available in your house, your hotel, your homestay, wherever you are before you arrive. So that when you arrive to your hotel room, your house, there'll be a package for you in your name. Olga will say, oh my God, here's a package, my SIM, you put it in and it's working. But I'll talk about some other solutions as well for you, how we can get it before, and we'll go through all that, okay? The biggest part of this is that we have negotiated an exclusive plan. When I meant by exclusive, and I'll show it to you, is that if you come to Fido in Canada, let's just say Olga said, please go to Fido, and you go to a local Fido store in Toronto, right? The price you will pay in Toronto will be more than what I'm going to give you from the same company. So the benefit I'm giving you today, because of your connection with Olga and her team, is a plan that is cheaper than what is available locally in the Canadian market. The only difference is you just have to apply for it before you land in Canada. That's it. Everything else is the same. Okay, so if there's anything from that, I'll take that. I'll pause right now, Olga, because I forgot that you want to translate. So if you want to talk about a few things, then I'll share my screen.
Добре, дякую. Thank you, sorry.
No.
Дорогі друзі, якщо ви зрозуміли, то ми представляємо вам Fido. Перша причина – це тому, що вони найбільший представник телекомунікації у Канаді. По-друге, вам потрібний канадський номер для того, щоб зробити банк, будувати вашу кредитну історію, для того, щоб побудувати ваше майбутнє. Ніякий роботодавець вас не візьме на роботу без канадського номеру. По-третє, дуже важливо, щоб у вас був канадський номер, щоб з вами контактували університет, ваші друзі, ваше майбутнє. Тому Fido дає нам ексклюзивний контракт, де ціна на телефон нижча, ніж середня ціна на маркеті в Канаді. Тому давайте запитаємо містер Сак далі розповісти нам про свій телефонний план. Please continue, Mr. Sack.
Okay, awesome. So we got it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm just going to see if I can do that. Okay, so could you enable participant screen sharing, Olga? It's saying I can. So if you just give me permission to share.
Did that work?
Yeah, yep, it did. Perfect. All right, so before I start, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be showing you the screen. I'm going to share Fido's website to prove to you and just to show you what you would normally get if you walked into a store, including my own in Toronto or anywhere in Canada with Fido, or even any other provider as an example. And then I'll show you what you'll be getting with us through Olga and her team, right? So that you understand the value that you're getting and you're getting in advance as well, okay? So here it goes. So first, I'm just going to show you Fido's website, and then Olga, you can also like help them understand it as well. Okay, so here is Fido's website. So it's fido.ca. As you can see, I've just chosen Ontario as a province. And when you go to shop and plans, you will see it's here. Okay, so as you can see here, these are the plans that you would normally get if you walk to the store. So let's just take this as an example, this middle one here. Okay, so all the plans, they include the following. Okay, so all our plans include unlimited talking Canada-wide. So anywhere in Canada, you can speak. Whether you're in Montreal and you want to call your friend in Vancouver, no problem. Maybe you go visit your friend in Vancouver, no problem. There's no roaming within Canada. You can go everywhere. The plan also includes unlimited texting worldwide. So you can SMS back home as much as you want, whenever you want. There is no cost to that. It's all included. Okay. Incoming calls. So let's just say your parents from Ukraine would like to call you in Canada. For you to receive that call is free. Unlimited incoming calls is always part of the plans, okay? And you get 10 gigs of data per month. As you can see, this price is 60. There's a few more things in here. This is what's called a postpaid plan. All companies in Canada charge what's called a one-time activation fee of $50. So that is to set up your account. Okay, so for example, you don't pay it in store, but what will happen is your first bill, if you went to any store in Canada, your first bill would be 60 plus 50 plus tax. So your first bill is $110 plus tax, which is quite a lot of money. Understood? Now, it says here, if you do it online, you can save. However, if you actually try shop online, no international student can do that because it asks for local ID. It asks for a Canadian credit card, and it also asks for Canadian passport or Canadian driver's license, which you don't have. So unfortunately, you have to go into the store and they may or may not approve you, and you will pay this price, $60 if you wanted this, plus a $50 activation fee. Got it? So just want to make sure that we're clear here. Olga, I'll give it back to you for a second if you want to explain the current plan, and then I'll go into mine.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Дорогі друзі, якщо ми заходимо на сайт Fido, як ви бачили, could you please leave the screen?
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I just realized I should have just not, I thought, there we go.
Коли ми заходимо на сайт Fido і самі вибираємо собі телефонний план, як ви бачите, ціни високі. Також, коли ми перший раз підключаємо свій телефон, нам потрібно заплатити $50 додаткових за це підключення і за сім-карту. Далі, коли ми приходимо у магазин, щоб підключитися, бо онлайн ми не зможемо підключити самі без канадського чи паспорта, чи канадського ID, чи канадських прав. По студентській карті ми не зможемо підключити, тому нам треба йти у сам магазин. На жаль, в магазині нам можуть дати цей телефон або не дати, бо вони не бачать нашу кредитну історію в Канаді. Тому вони нам можуть не довіряти і можуть не дати цей телефон. Давайте продовжимо з паном Сак, і він нам розкаже далі. Mr. Sak, please continue.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So thank you for that, Olga. So now what I'm going to show you is what we have to offer you. So if you remember this, and if you look at the other plans too, you can see 6 gigs is $45. These are the only plans that are there. So they start from as low as $37 for 2 gigs to as high as $65 for 20 gigs, as an example. Okay, but let's just keep this one as our main, and then we'll go from there. So here's, I'm going to show you this plan right here. Olga, can you confirm you can see the PDF?
Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. So this is the plan that we're giving you. As you can see, it's 10 GB, the same plan, but for 40. So automatically you save $20 a month, but there's more. Also, the $50 activation fee that you would normally pay on your first bill is also waived. So on the first month alone, because you're coming through us and through Olga, you're saving $70 Canadian on your first month alone, plus $20 every month after that. The best part about this, it's a no contract plan, right? So we're not tying you down. We're giving you the ability and the affordability to actually have your first Canadian phone number and connection in Canada at an affordable rate, and with all the convenience of the world of getting the number in advance. Okay, I'll explain a little bit more about the plan and a few of the things that are on this PDF. So as I mentioned to you before, I'll make this a bit bigger, sorry. As I mentioned before, it has unlimited Canada-wide calling. Like I said, Toronto, Vancouver, Toronto, doesn't matter. Unlimited international text messaging. What I also want to tell you is Fido has a few more things. Number one, this is very important. It's called data overage protection. Let's just say Olga is a heavy data user, and then she loves to go on YouTube and all the social media, and she uses her 10 GB of data. What happens is the data will automatically stop so that you don't get charged more. What Fido will send Olga is a message saying, hi, Olga, you've reached 100% of your data. Would you like to purchase more? Olga says yes. And then they give her some plans or some packages for a top up if she wants to get extra data. And that's how then she will get billed for that. It will only happen if Olga replies yes. If Olga says nothing happens. She just has to wait until her month ends and then the data resets. Okay. So hopefully I explained that okay. And Olga, you'll be able to explain that once I finish that. Okay. So data overage protection simply means you can never go over this unless you allow it to by saying yes, charge me more. Got it? That's number one. Number two, Fido is the only company in Canada that gives you 5 hours of unlimited data per month. What does this mean? That let's just say Olga wants to visit her friend in Montreal from Toronto. So she's driving from Toronto to Montreal, and on her way, she wants to watch a movie. She can press the button on Fido's app, and she will get 5 hours of unlimited data that does not use the 10 GB of data. It's free every month, 5 hours, unlimited. So you can use it for whatever you wish to do, so it doesn't use this, okay? Fido also has over, I would say, a couple of hundred deals and relationships with various retailers across Canada. So every Thursday on your app, you might get a new offer from a retailer, Starbucks, maybe a computer store. Starbucks will say, hey, enjoy 20% off your favorite drink, your favorite latte, as an example. Pizza, enjoy a free slice, stuff like that. So every Thursday, you just get perks, so you can see it. And you as a Fido customer, if you want to take up the offer, you just go to the respective store, show them the coupon you have, and redeem it, right? There's just an extra perk. This is the big one here, okay? Fido has an amazing referral program. So let's just say Olga, who's very popular because she has lots of friends and she's very well connected, she's coming to Canada and she has a Fido connection and she loves Fido. She also knows her friends who are maybe in Europe or in Ukraine, as an example, who are coming to Canada, and she says, hey guys, you should get Fido because I have it. And when she refers them through her special link, every time she refers someone and that person signs up, both Olga and the person she's referring get 1 month free. Olga can do this 5 times in 1 year. So that means she can get 5 months of free service. Okay, so again, if Olga refers someone and someone signs up, that person signs up, both Olga and the person, they both get 1 month free. And everybody can do this 5 times in a year. All right? Does that make sense? So, and I'll pause there now, Olga, and I'll give it back to you.
Thank you.
No problem. I'll leave it here.
Perfect. Дорогі друзі, якщо ви зрозуміли, то ми бачили до цього на самому веб-сайті Fido. Якщо ми заходимо на сайт, нам пропонують такий самий план, 10 гігабайт інтернету за $65, так? Він нам робить знижку $20 кожен місяць. Додатково ми не платимо $50 за підключення і за сім-карту. Це нам доступно тільки тому, що я і він один одного знаємо. У нас з ними ексклюзивний контракт. По цьому плану з самим Fido контракту у вас немає, але у вас є контракт з ICEA. Далі, про це пізніше. Чому ми хочемо, щоб ви взяли цей план? Перше, коли ви проходите, коли ви, вибачте, іспользуєте всі 10 гігабайт вашого інтернету, який вам доступно, то у вас у всіх інших телефонних планах автоматично починає йти більше інтернету. Чому це погано? Тому що потім за кожен маленький кусочок інтернету ви платите додатково дуже великі гроші. У мене таке вийшло, що я перейшла за свій ліміт інтернету і заплатила одного місяця додатково $100 за цей додатковий інтернет. У них, у Fido, по цьому плану, ми не можемо пройти свій ліміт інтернету, бо у них є спеціальний сервіс, де вони нам присилають повідомлення про те, що ми вже використовували наші 10 гігабайт, і вони нас питають, чи хочете ви ще додатково придбати більше інтернету, чи не хочете. Якщо ми нічого не відповіли, вони нас не додають цей інтернет і не хочуть з нас додаткових грошей. Чому? Тому що у них є 5 годин додаткового інтернету. Коли ми вже пройшли 10 гігабайт, і нам дуже-дуже потрібно ще інтернет. Наприклад, ми у дорозі, і у нас закінчився наш інтернет. Що нам робити? У нас є GPS, ми не знаємо, куди ми їдемо. А ось, дивіться, у нас є ще 5 годин додаткового безкоштовного інтернету, який ми можемо використовувати на протягом кожного місяця. Тобто, кожен місяць у нас є 10 гігабайт плюс 5 годин додаткового інтернету за ту саму ціну, за $40 в місяць. Далі, що він нам розказав? Що у нас є програма від них, коли ми кажемо своїм друзям про те, який чудовий у нас є план, і вони підключаються до нашого плану, тоді у нас є безкоштовний місяць і у вашого друга є безкоштовний місяць. Як ви бачите на брошурі, ви можете отримати 5 місяців у рік безкоштовно, якщо ви розкажете про цей план 5 друзям, і вони підключаться до цього плану. Це вони не підключаються до вашого плану, вони просто підключаються до такого самого плану на своєму аккаунті. Але через спеціальний лінк, який ми надаємо вам. Далі, що чудово в цьому плані? Що кожного четверга вам пересилають смс з інформацією про те, які є скидки десь в магазинах. Наприклад, ви хочете каву, і вам в четвер присилають смс про те, що в Starbucks ви можете отримати безкоштовну чашку кави. Це дуже добре, тому що ви завжди любите безкоштовні подарунки. Так? Так. Добре. Давайте запитаємо пані Сака розповісти нам далі. Mr. Sak, please continue telling us more. We're very excited.
Okay, perfect. So there's a couple of more things in here, Olga, that I want you to also clarify. One is that in Canada, there is no rollover. So for example, if in June, you don't use your 10 GB, in July, it resets. There's no carryovers. That's number one. Okay, so it's not like if you only use 1 gigabyte, the next month you don't have like 19. You just have 10. Everything resets in Canada. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to show you next about how the process works in terms of applying. However, I'll quickly talk about billing and how this works, because this is the postpaid plan. So a lot of you are like, how do I pay for this? The great answer is that when you apply online, nothing is owed upfront on a postpaid side. What happens is that the SIM card is always activated 48 hours before you arrive, and we'll go through that on the application. So let's just say you apply that you're arriving on July 20th. So on July 18th, the SIM card is activated, okay? And it's working. So when you arrive in Canada, you'll pick up your SIM, all that good stuff. The billing, you will get a bill from Fido within the first 5 days, and it's not due until another 20 days later. So basically 25 days later is when the bill will be owed, and you can pay it online on Fido on your account, or you could go into any Fido store, however you wish to do it, or you could pay it through your online banking system. So there's every single way possible. And the reason we've made it 25 days is because we know by that time, you would have already received your local debit Visa card by then. So you've already opened your bank account, you've done all your stuff, and you have it there. Worst case, if you don't have it, I don't have a card, no problem. Go to any local Fido store and offer them cash. They will be able to accept it. Okay, so I'll pause there, Olga, for you to explain about the no rollovers and how payment works.
Thank you. Дивіться, дорогі друзі, про інформацію з інтернету. Якщо ми, наприклад, сьогодні цей місяць використовували 9 гігабайт, у нас той ще один не переходить на наступний місяць. Кожен місяць цей інтернет оновлюється. Тобто в червні у нас є 10, наступного місяця у нас є 10, наступного місяця у нас є 10. У нас не додаються те, що ми не використали до наступного місяця, на жаль. Далі він каже, як нам оплачувати наш рахунок. Ми можемо оплачувати рахунок у банку, Ми можемо оплачувати рахунок у магазині або онлайн. Вони не присилають нам наш перший рахунок до 20 днів після того, як ми приїхали у Канаду. Чому? Тому що протягом 20 днів у нас вже буде канадська карта, якою ми зможемо оплачувати цей рахунок. Якщо вона не прийшла, ми можемо це ще зробити в магазині за кеш. Please continue, Mr. Sack.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a second before I share the process and stuff. Olga, just to confirm that everybody on this call, at least for those who are here in the majority, are they 18 and or 19 years of age and above? Are there any underagers on this call? Like 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds?
Some are, some are not.
Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show this to you. I'm going to show you the application process. The reason why is because obviously the plan that we are showcasing today is for those who are 18 and or 19 plus, depending on the province they go to. And however, there is still a solution for those who are underage. It's called prepaid. Mm-hmm. It's still with Fido. Everything is the same except for a few differences in terms of the price and a couple of the offerings, meaning with Fido, everything's the same in terms of unlimited calling, unlimited SMS. On prepaid, as an example, there is no referral program. And on prepaid, there is no 5 hours of additional data. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Those are the perks of the other side, because in Canada, it's very important for all your students to know is that in Canada, we are a majority postpaid country. Prepaid is only used for underage individuals and tourists. That's primarily who prepaid is for. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that. If you want to talk about that a little bit, otherwise I can go right into the application process. Do you want to address that?
I will address that very quickly. Okay. Дивіться, дорогі друзі, цей план для нас є, але ми можемо тільки підключати до нього дітей, яким 18+. Для всіх інших у нього є додатковий план, який називається prepaid. Тобто ми спочатку кладемо кошти на цей план, а потім ми його використовуємо. В тому іншому плані немає 5 додаткових годин інтернету і немає програми, де ми можемо розказати нашому другу про цей план. Ми можемо розказати другу, але безкоштовного місяця у нас не буде. Please continue, Mr. Sack.
Okay, awesome. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen of how to apply, because a lot of you are like, this is great, but how do I apply? So I'm going to show you a sample application form. It's a super simple form, and Olga will get her own unique one as well, which she will share with you. The reason why we made it simple, this is through years and years of experience working with thousands of students coming in every year. So a couple of things. One, this form should not take you more than 2 to 3 minutes to fill out at best. Number two, the information we collect is all secure because it's been vetted by Fido. Number three, the information we are collecting is the same information that you would have to give if you went to a local store in Canada. Okay, so I'll pause that. It's a brief one, and then I'll share my screen.
Thank you. Ця форма, яку ми будемо заповнювати для того, щоб підключитися до цього плану, дуже проста. Вона не буде у вас займати більше, ніж 5 хвилин для того, щоб заповнити. Вся інформація, яку вони будуть питати, у вас все це є. Please continue.
Perfect. All right. So here comes the online application form. Oops, click share. Perfect. This is the sample as an example, but it'll look exactly the same. Okay. Mm-hmm. So as you can see here, the information is very simple, and I'll explain why we're collecting it and what we do. Obviously, your first name and last name as per your passport. Everyone knows that. It's super simple. We need your email address because for Fido, it's all about online billing. There is no paper bill that comes to you. So this has to be correct for your online billing account. Okay. We ask for a phone number. If you have it on WhatsApp, and if you don't, just put it in so we can message you, whether it's WhatsApp, Signal, etc. The reason is because let's just say Olga was really fast and she put 2 A's in her name or 3 A's at gmail.com, and the email bounced back. We can say, hey, Olga, we got a wrong email. Could you give us your correct email? It'll be faster. The only way to actually connect with Olga is by WhatsApp, since her email is wrong to begin with. Make sense? So that's why we collect it. Now, the address in Canada. Some of you may or may not know your address. That's okay. If you know it, perfect. If you don't, that's okay too. You can put your school address. What happens is that in Canada, an address is needed. So you can always change that once your account is active, once you figure out when you land. Got it? So nothing goes to the school. If you need to put your school address, no problem. Okay. We ask for the school or university name. Why? It's just a double verification. So for example, if you say Toronto here, and in here you say UBC, we have a problem because University of British Columbia is in Vancouver and you're giving me an address in Toronto. So we will message you just to confirm because the phone number, the area code in Canada is different for different provinces and the tax is different for different provinces. Make sense? So for example, Toronto's tax is 13%, Vancouver's tax is 12%. So if you are in Vancouver and you have a Vancouver address, you get a Vancouver phone number, your tax is such. Got it? Olga, there's quite a bit on here. So you want to maybe go through that or just I go through the whole thing and then you explain it all?
I'll explain about the address super fast.
Okay, perfect.
Як ви бачите, спочатку просто ім'я і імейл. І далі номер телефону, за яким вони можуть вас контактувати, якщо ви зробили якусь помилку і якщо їм щось не зрозуміло на вашій формі. Наприклад, ви зробили помилку у імейлі, вони тоді напишуть вам на мобільний телефон. Далі. Чому важлива адреса в Канаді? Це не обов'язково повинна бути адреса там, де ви будете жити. Це може бути адреса вашої школи. Адреса потрібна, тому що в кожній провінції Канади різний код на початку номера телефону. Наприклад, у Саскачевані це 306, у Британській Колумбії це буде 437. Тому, в залежності від того, в якій провінції ви будете жити, у вас буде різний код на початку номера телефону. Тому ми кажемо їм, в яку ми школу йдемо і яка у нас буде адреса. Чи адреса школи, чи наша адреса в Канаді, яку ми вже знаємо. Please continue.
Awesome. So the next important question is which province you'll be setting in. As explained just before I shared this, I said that this plan, post-paid plan, is for those who are 18 and or 19 years of age, depending on where you stay, because each province in Canada has a different law. And I'll explain right here. But this form does all the thinking for you, okay? So let's just say you are studying in any one of these provinces, from Alberta to Saskatchewan, including where I believe where Olga is. Those laws say 18. So once you click this, it's gonna ask you, are you 18? If you're studying British Columbia or any of these other ones, as an example, you click this, automatically it's gonna say, are you 19? Okay? Let's go through, what we'll do is we're gonna go through the motions of saying you are of age, okay? So let's just say you are coming to Ontario, because that's where most people go, as an example. And you say yes. It's gonna ask you, are you here for more than 5 months or less than 5 months? Obviously, all you guys are in college, university, so you're gonna say longer than 5 months, okay? So obviously here, you're gonna put your date of birth, I think, which is self-explanatory. You're gonna answer the question, are you 18? Yes, and you're here for longer. Automatically, as you can see, you qualify for the special plan that I just shared earlier, okay? It's gonna ask you for your arrival date. Why? As I mentioned before, it's gonna be 48 hours before you arrive is when the SIM card will be activated. So you get your Canadian phone number in advance so you can share with your family and friends and also put it in your ArriveCan app, okay? To say, hey, I'll be landing, etc. This is my phone number and the government can connect with you if they need to locally, okay? Olga, I can stop here for now if I can continue.
I'll translate super fast.
Sure.
Дорогі друзі, в кожній провінції ви вважаєтесь дорослою людиною в різний час. У вищих провінціях перший пункт там з 18 років, наступний пункт там з 19. Тому що цей план тільки для нас, якщо ми вже доросла людина, тому вони питають, в якій провінції ми будемо далі жити, щоб розуміти, скільки нам років. Далі. Ми вибираємо, що ми будемо в Канаді більше, ніж 5 місяців. Ми тут навчаємося, звичайно, ми тут будемо більше, ніж 5 місяців. Далі. Please continue, Mr. Sack.
Perfect. Awesome. We ask for a flight number because we sometimes, if you're living in Toronto, because we have a store there, I'll explain that in a second. We track if it's delayed or not. If you don't have the flight number, no problem. You can put NA. Okay. We ask you for which phone you're using. Why? Let's just say Olga applied, and then 2 days later she replied saying, "Hi, Zach, my internet doesn't seem to be working properly." We can look at Olga's order and say, "Hold on, Olga, give us a few seconds." Oh, Olga applied. She said she has an Apple, she has an iPhone 6, so we can send her the settings quickly. It is just to understand who that is. If you don't have it, you can put NA, but it's okay. We're just trying to help from a customer service perspective. I'll do one more thing, Olga, then I'll stop here so you can. Obviously, the arrival date is there, so you're going to put like July 18th, 22, and 2 days before is when it gets activated. So you must be accurate as to saying when you're arriving, because July 18th is Canada time. So July 16th Canada time, 48 hours before, is when the SIM card will be activated. Okay. I'll do one more thing, Olga, and then you can you explain the section. Okay. So the question is, how do I get a SIM card? So number one is, let's just say you by magic had a Fido SIM card in your country. You would say yes. And it would ask you what the SIM card number is, so you put it in. In your case, you're not going to have it. So we have beautiful technology. So the one option is, you may have what's called an eSIM phone. An eSIM is what's called a digital SIM. So I'm just going to quickly show it here. As an example, it's a QR code, which you can scan on your phone. And some of the phones, it looks exactly like this as an example. So as you can see here, you just scan the QR code and it will automatically add itself to your phone as a SIM. It works exactly like a physical SIM, but it's a digital SIM. Now, which phones have this? As an example, iPhone XR and above, so iPhone 11 and above, Google Pixel 5 and above, Samsung S22 and above. Those latest phones and other models too, your phone will tell you, you can research so that you can get an eSIM. That's number one. Let's just say you don't have a phone that is eSIM. You may have an older phone. No problem. We have two more options. You can say, ship to my Canadian address above. Mama. Right? So over here is where we need to have your correct address, so we can ship it to you. And, or let's just say, let's just say you don't have the address, that you don't know how to ship it, and you're landing in Toronto, Terminal 1. We have a Fido store in Toronto, in Terminal 1, where you can actually pick up the SIM card from. So it will be in Olga's name. Olga will say, hey, look at my phone. I have a confirmation from the Fido team that my SIM card is ready. Could you give it to me? They'll be like, oh, hi, Olga. Welcome to Canada. Here is your SIM card. And that's that. Okay. So either way, we always have a way to get you a SIM card. This SIM card should arrive before you get to Canada. So because we need 5 days, you can apply any time for this plan, as long as you know when you're arriving. Let's just say you are arriving on July 18th. You can apply today, June 23rd, no problem. Nothing happens until 48 hours before. This also gives us time to ship you via courier to your address in Canada, if you wish, at no cost to you. Okay? And you get a tracking number as well. Lots of information there, Olga, so I'll pause there. I think I stopped here about why we collect this and what are the options here.
Perfect, thank you. Дорогі друзі, як він казав, за 2 дні, за 48 годин до того, як ми прилітаємо в Канаду, наша сім-карта буде активна. Тому вони питають, коли ми приїжджаємо до Канади. Далі, як же ми отримуємо нашу сім-карту? Якщо у нас новіша модель телефона, тому вони нам зможуть зробити інтернет-сім-карту. Вони нам присилають спеціальний код, який ми скануємо своїм телефоном. І це буде наша сім-карта. Це опція 1. Опція 2. Вони можуть прислати нашу сім-карту на канадську адресу, яку ми вказали вище. Це буде чи адреса того, кого ми знаємо, чи наша адреса, де ми будемо проживати в Канаді. Далі, якщо у нас нічого цього немає, ми прилітаємо до Торонто аеропорта і можемо забрати нашу сім-карту там. Це теж зручно, якщо ми не знаємо, по якій адресі ми хочемо, щоб вони прислали нам картку. Please continue, Mr. Sack.
Awesome. So we're almost at the end of it, and then we'll talk about the other options. So what IDs do we need? We need two pieces of IDs. One is your UCI number. Olga, you can confirm everyone has that, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. So UCI, the expiry date, your passport number, really simple stuff, and your Canadian visa. Everyone has a Canadian visa, correct, as well, to come into the country, correct, Olga?
Yes.
Or do they have an ETA? Is it visa or ETA?
Everybody will have a visa.
Perfect. So you just upload the visa, you click here, choose file, it opens up whatever, go for it. That's it. Okay. Those are the two pieces of ID we need. And then obviously they check off the box because they are responsible for the bills. They acknowledge that we're getting into and all that. They sign, submit, and guess what? It won't allow you to do anything until all required information is filled. So this form will not let you make a mistake. You can't say, hey, I didn't fill this out. So it's all done. Got it? So as long as I put something in there, obviously we'll vet it. When you upload the picture and all that good stuff, we take a look and we'll respond if there's anything wrong, but this is the information we need. Okay? So I'll pause there and then I'll go to the prepaid side.
Thank you. Що їм потрібно від нас, щоб надати нам цей план? Вони хочуть наш study permit або віза, коли вона істікає, номер нашого паспорту і також фотографію нашої візи, яку нам вклеють і у паспорт. Це все. І ми не можемо зробити помилки на цій формі, бо вона нас не пустить робити інші кроки далі. Please continue, Mr. Sack.
Perfect. Awesome. So that's in the postpaid side. Now, we know, as you said today, there are some individuals who are underage. So let's look at that, what that looks like. So there is Olga who's going to study in Saskatchewan. Unfortunately, she's not 18. Even though she's any one of these, it's okay. She's not 19 or 18. She clicks no. Automatically, prepaid plans will show up. I'll explain the prepaid plans in a second. It's very simple. However, these are the plans, and I'll show them to you once we're done this, of what is available to you. Now, the difference, everything else stays the same, except in prepaid. Prepaid means pay first, then you use. Online, this includes tax. If you went to Toronto as an example, and you got a $40 plan as an example, if I do $40 times Ontario tax, it's $45.20. The tax is already here, as you can see. Mm-hmm. Got it? So because in the store you would pay it, so we're just collecting it as well. Because it's prepaid, same thing. All we need is then your card number, your expiry date. What happens is we don't collect this. It will be paid right over here. And nothing happens until you arrive. So for example, you are still going to say, I'm arriving on July 18th. Even if you do it today, on July 16th, it will be activated. Okay? Everything remains the same. It's not like you're paying today and you're going to waste your month. No, we only do it until then. Now, let's just say, so I'll pause there for a second and I'll talk about something else that's important. So Olga, I'll give it to you for those who are not 18 or 19, and this is what shows up. And I'll talk about the prepaid plans in a second.
Mm-hmm. Дорогі друзі, якщо вашій дитині немає чи 18 у деяких провінціях, чи 19, тоді оці плани, які ви бачите зараз на вашому скріні, ці плани для нас доступні. По цьому плану ми спочатку платимо, а потім використовуємо. Це не помісячно, це ми кожен місяць спочатку повинні заплатити, а потім ми можемо ним користуватися. Він нам розкаже далі, як ці плани працюють. Ви бачите, що вони трішки різні, ніж той план, який нам пропонують, якщо ми повнолітні. Mr. Sack, please continue.
Perfect. Awesome. So we explained about the credit card. Now, one more thing, Olga, to note that the money we're collecting here is only for the first 30 days. Okay? Once the 30 days are over, obviously they'll already be in Canada by then, and then they manage their own top-ups. Okay, for the month 2 onwards. We are only giving them the opportunity for the first 30 days. And after that, if they wish to continue, if they wish to top up or go somewhere else, it's up to them. They can continue or they can leave, doesn't matter. At least for the first 30 days, that's all we're collecting. Okay?
Ми проплачуємо цей план заздалегідь за 30 днів нашою кредитною картою з України. Він не активується одразу, ми просто проплачуємо його. Він активується за 2 дні до нашого, до тої дати, яку ми вказали, що ми прилітаємо в Канаду. Тому не хвилюйтесь, цей місяць куди не дівається. Він просто там чекає нас до того, поки ми приїдемо до Канади. Please continue.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take a moment if they have any questions while I call up the prepaid. It'll be a quick 2-minute thing on prepaid. But if anybody has questions to ask you, I'm happy to sort of answer with your help, of course.
Дорогі друзі, чи є у когось якісь питання? Будь ласка, задайте в чаті або включіть мікрофон і задайте самі.
Так, доброго дня. Є питання. Ми підключились до цього вебінару за порадою, але я студентка, і от моя мама не студентка. Чи є якісь схожі програми, схожі плани для нестудентів?
Mr. Sak, the
Yes.
student is asking, is there any plan they can connect their mom to? Because their mom is not a student.
Correct. So, and can I ask how long the mom will be in Canada for?
Ліна, скільки буде ваша мама у Канаді?
Ну, ми збираємось там декілька років бути, ми повністю переїжджаємо, але ні я не студентка, ні мама не студентка. Програмою QAED ми їдемо.
Okay, so both ladies are not going to be students. They're coming through that special refugee program for Ukrainian.
Perfect. Yes, they're eligible. Anybody here coming as a PR? Sorry, it was my mistake in the beginning. I assumed everyone's a student. It's always a mistake of mine. So anybody coming in, we do this for permanent residents coming in, refugees, whoever is going to be here for a long term, it is eligible. So I guess the question is, obviously they have a passport number. What sort of documentation do they have that's allowing them to come in? What's the second piece? Do they have, and forgive my lack of knowledge of this, Olga, I'm just used to students, but what's the other thing aside from a UCI that they would get?
Work permit.
Perfect. So that's exactly
what study permit or a work permit.
That's it. So absolutely, they're available. There is a message in the chat from Anne. Is it possible for me to get this package if I've already arrived? I arrived a week ago. Unfortunately not. However, Anne, I'm sending you my email right here on the chat. Please email me. If you don't have a SIM card as yet, we can still assist you with a special plan that is still cheaper than what's available. We will do whatever we can to assist you by saving you at least $10 to $15 a month on a regular plan if we can. But just you have to email me today, and then my team locally, I have a team that deals. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody who speaks all the languages. We do have for Latin America, we have Portuguese.
No, we know English.
No, perfect.
It's
so
no
just
problem.
Perfect. So if this is for Anne, if anybody wants to message, absolutely send me an email there for those who are local. For the rest of you, obviously, Olga will be sharing the link to you on how to apply. But before I go there, let me just quickly share my screen on what the prepaid plans look like quickly, so that you have an idea for those who are not of age. Is that okay, Olga? Because I know we're almost at time. We have 2 more minutes, but I won't take more than 2 minutes. I just want to be as transparent as possible.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, so this is the prepaid plan quickly as I wanted to show you. Okay, so as you can see, everything is the same with Fido, unlimited calling, unlimited texting, except as you can see, these are the plans. So obviously on the postpaid, it's better because for $40, you get 10 gigs. On prepaid, you get 2.5. If you need 10 gigs on prepaid, it's 75, obviously plus tax, which is why if you look at it here, on this page here, 75 plus tax is 84.75, which is exactly what this is here. Okay, so again, this is only for those who are underage. Once Let's just say by the time you arrive, you are not 18 or you are 17. And then in a month, you're going to become 18. You will be eligible for some special plans from Fido to Fido, prepaid to postpaid. You can reach out to us and we will happily assist you. We are always here to guide you. What I always encourage everybody is at least utilize us as a team. Utilize us as a team to ask the questions. We will always guide you the right way. The last thing I want you to do is to go for something that isn't really meant for you. Whether you take it from me or not, I'm okay. Ask the question. It's free to ask. It's free for me to answer. I'll just answer yes or no. Does that make sense? So hopefully this was informative, and I look forward to receiving an email from you, but I'm still here for some questions if you have any.
Дорогі друзі, чи є у вас ще питання? Будь ласка, задайте їх. Або ви можете написати імейл мені, або пані Саку. Він написав свій імейл у чаті.
I guess I was clear. No questions?
I guess we're okay.
Okay, perfect. So what does next steps look like, everybody? So by end of day today, Olga will receive the packages that I just shared with the plan, both prepaid and postpaid, and her unique link, which she will share with her, with you, the students and everybody else. And like I said, if it's a work permit, that's fine too. Just make sure it's all in there. If the form doesn't go through, it means something is missing. So just make sure the form is really built so that no errors can be had. And if there's any questions that you're unclear of, that maybe Olga can't maybe answer, I have shared my email here on the chat. Please keep it. And when you email me, just say, hey, Zach, we chatted on Zoom.